when we're talking about wireless transmission systems, everyone always talks about range, 200 meters, 300 meters, 500 meters, a kilometer, blah, blah, which I do think it's important, but I guess there is a bit more important of a point, and that is how does the wireless transmission system perform in an environment when there's like 10 iPads and 20 iPhones on the way, or like when there are like 3 thick concrete walls on the way. How does it perform there? How is it reliable? How is the delay? Does it really cut off? Does it not cut off? Or is there any weird stuff that is happening? I don't know, color problems and blah, 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 whatever, whatnot. So that is what we're going to be testing today. I have the Pyro S with me today, and we will test those exact things, but I will also test the range because it's fun and why not? So yeah, but still we have to set some expectations, and that is, I think everyone knows the marketing material is a little tricky here, but these systems, Pyro S, Hollyland, Pyro S, Hollyland Mars, DJI SDR system, or the Cineview SE system, whatever, whatnot, these are not meant to replace systems like zero delay systems like Teradex or Baxis stuff. Although, again, the marketing material is a little bit fishy there, and I get that, but they're not meant to replace them. These are meant to be wireless systems for everyone, for your video village, for your client's monitor, for your director's monitor, for hair and makeup, for gaffers, for assistants, and then taking a look at that, and blah, blah, blah. This was meant to be for everyone and not replacement for a focus puller system. And I think that is very important to keep in mind when we're doing these types of tests. But if I have time, I do want to test some different focus pulling situations, although I am alone right now and I don't know how I can test that alone, but we'll take a look at that. We'll get there. Yes, other than that, I guess let's start the test. Okay. All right. All right, so up at this point, it was about 20 meters away from my apartment, and it was not far away, but the phone was absolutely not getting any signal, but the RX system on itself was totally fine, to be honest. At least it was fine up until I crossed this building that you're seeing right now, and behind that, I did not get any signal up until that stop sign that you're seeing right now, and then after that point, I was getting a little bit of signal, and it was about 300 meters, 320 meters away, but it was pretty clear that I lost that signal after that. So I tried to come back, and voila, look at that, I'm running, wee, it's kind of like an ant. Woo. I took a video and I got back. So at the end of the day, it wasn't a bad range. It was pretty good up until that building, which was still, I would say, about 50 meters away or something like that. And you know, the building has some cutoff, is I think expected. And then after that, it did hold itself pretty good up until about like 300 meters or something like that. So not bad. right, so some general thoughts. There is a color cast on the receiver, which I don't know why. I thought maybe it was because of the transmitter, which it can be, I'm not sure. The thing is, I've tried it with transmitter going into the camera or into the monitor, didn't change. I tried it with SDI, HDMI, the color cast didn't go away. There's like a little bit of a green tint. I tried it with different cables, I tried it with different monitors. It just didn't go away. This might be a one-off thing, but it does get annoying a little bit, but I haven't seen anyone else talk about it, not even online. So I'm going to say that might be maybe the camera's port is a bit, I don't know, but the monitors and stuff is fine. I don't know. Hello, editing me here. So a quick note about color cast. There is no color cast anymore. Somehow, magically, it solved itself. Over the last month and a half that I've been using this, it had every time a color cast. And right now, as I'm using it, there is no color cast. So, I wasn't able to recreate the thing. So I'm just gonna have to say, trust me, bro. But hey, if it's solved somehow magically overnight, no clue how it happened, that's fine. Okay, there's a fan inside, which it's good because the thing gets hot. And that's okay, the thing that gets hot, but the fan gets a little annoying. There's a lower power mode, lower power setting for the fan, and it is useful, but it might get on the way of, when you're talking, I don't know, when you're doing something near an audio source and whatever, like it might get on the way. I'll just shut up for a second so you can hear that. Yeah, okay, you might be able to hear it, maybe not. As an example, the DJI SDR also has a fan inside, and the Xsoon Cineview SE doesn't. So maybe there's something, I don't know, but I also know from experience the Xsoon Cineview SE is a lot less annoying without a fan inside. So that's something, but it wouldn't, hold me back from purchasing it or anything like that. Okay, app. The app is good, easy to connect. There are many tools to it, but I do think UI could use a little bit of work. It just feels a little beta, if you know what I mean. Not a bad app. It's still easy to control, easy to use, but I tend to like DJI's app or Cineview SE, Cineview Xsoon's app a little better. SDI and HDMI is great, really great. You can use it today with an FX30, next week with a Red Dragon Monster or whatever and whatnot. So that is actually pretty great. Okay, so other than that, my thoughts are actually the same before I began this test and after I've done this test. It's still a very good system, but in general, these systems that in these price ranges, the Hollyland Pyro 7, Pyro S, Hollyland Mars, DJI SDR system, the Cineview Xsoon, or the Cineview Xsoon Cineview SE, or the other one, Cine I or something like that. These are generally the stuff that are in the same category, and I do truly believe it doesn't matter what you get as long as you have one, because I do really like the capabilities that a wireless system gives. It brings so much when you give a client their own director's monitor to them, and you can say you can run wherever you go and it will still have signal. That is an incredible luxury to have. That is something that makes an impression on someone, and I do think whatever you choose, Hollyland or DJI or Cineview, is going to be the right one. Now, and at that point, I would like to talk about the value proposition just a little bit, because the Pyro new costs about 450 to 500 euros, and you can find used for about 350 to 400 euros. The Cineview SE new is around 430 and used about 350. DJI SDR system is about 550. With having used Cineview, Hollyland, and DJI, I can confidently say from the bottom of my heart, whatever you find cheapest is the right choice. And they're really close to each other. I did not have any problem with any of them in general. I mean, I'm not testing the other ones right now, but in general, from my experience, I did not have any problems with them. So I can confidently say that whatever you choose, is going to be the right one, but I do think Pyro 7 in general is a great thing, which as I'm doing this video, there's a new one, the Cineview M7 Pro or something like that. The new one came out. So it just kind of makes this a moot point. Kind of, yeah, kind of no. But I do think they are in general a really good investment. If you could get like, bear with me for a second. If you get transmitter, receiver, and a monitor combo, you can do something like this: transmitter on the camera, receiver on the video village monitor, and the combo for director or client, which is, you know, you don't have to give them any other monitor. They can just do that with that thing. And yeah, I think that could be a very easy one. I think that could be a very good idea. Yeah. Okay, that's that. Coolio, thanks for joining. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.